This video is an overview of Scoop.it Enterprise. In this video, we will review how to use Scoop.it Enterprise and understand some best practices for content curation and research, publishing, and distribution. Welcome to Scoop.it Enterprise. When you're working in Scoop.it Enterprise, you're going to be working within different topics. Each of these topics can be thought of as a web page. In fact, some may correspond or integrate into your web page directly. But basically, a topic is a page that lives within Scoop.it. It can be private or it can be public. Private topics can be viewed only by the people that you grant permission to. Yourself, a small team, or all of your users. If your topic is public, anyone can view it, and that can be a great resource if you're using it for SEO, content marketing. You can also connect your topic directly to a website via a WordPress or API integration. This is what your topics page looks like. Each time you create a topic, it will add another square with the title of your topic and a selected image. Let's get started. First, you'll start by clicking Create a Topic. Then you'll name your topic, select a language, and decide whether or not your topic will be private or public. When you get started, your topic's going to be empty because you haven't curated any content yet. But don't worry, we're getting to that in just a second. For now, let's take a quick stroll through the options you have within each topic. One of our first options is Analytics. Within the Analytics section, you can connect your Google Analytics and get a high-level overview of analytics associated with your topic. You also have the topic integration page, and you'll also have topic settings. Within topic settings, you have the ability to control how your topic appears, from the title to the description, as well as making changes to how your team operates within your topic, or whether or not your topic is going to be public. While you'll create a topic only one time, you will have the ability to grant permissions to that topic to other teammates who are working within Scoop.it. So while you'll be the topic creator, you can add other topic curators. So once you've set up your topic, you've basically set up the source that you need to have in order to curate content in one place. Now, where is this content coming from? Let's talk about researching content in Scoop.it Enterprise. Head up to the menu in your top right corner, and using the drop-down, select Research Content. There are a few things you need to know when you're creating a new search. First is how Boolean operators work, and second is understanding what each of the different fields means when it comes to researching content. Now, with any kind of Boolean search, you're going to be working with a series of ands and ors. And these are going to let you customize it and refine exactly what your results will be. You can always adjust your search query to become more general, or you can change it to make it more specific, depending on the goals of your research that day or for that particular query. Now, when you're creating a new search, you'll have a few different fields from which you can select. One is the title, another is the title or the content, and then lastly, you can also search or exclude by domain. So with the title, you're only going to be searching words within the title of different pages, articles, blogs, etc. For the title or the content, you'll actually be able to search anywhere on the page, even if it's not in a title. So I always like to start with the title or the content. You also have the option of creating a search that is dependent on the domain. And for that, that is just the website. The domain is whatever comes after www when you are searching. For example, if you added the domain wikipedia.org, you could say that you wanted to exclude all results that were coming from wikipedia.org, or you could say that you only wanted to find results that were from wikipedia.org. Now let's get into our next option. So after you've decided where you'll be searching, you have a few options to customize the data that's going to show up next. You've got the option of contains all of the words, doesn't contain any of the words, contains exactly the phrase, doesn't contain exactly the phrase. Now, what each of these means is as follows. Contains all of the words is looking for all of the words that you put into the next field. So, if you're looking for small business, it's going to look for the words small and look for the words business. But they don't necessarily have to be small next to business. It could be a page that says business results are soaring while small profit earnings are leading shareholders to worry. You'll notice in that example that small and business had nothing to do with a small business, but they showed up because you're just looking for all of those words. If you wanted to find exactly small business, you would select contains exactly the phrase small business. Conversely, doesn't contain any of the words looks for pages that don't contain any of the words, but not necessarily words in those specific orders if you end up having two or more words in each of your boxes. Doesn't contain exactly the phrase explicitly excludes whatever phrase has been put into the search box. From there, you get to start typing, and you can build your queries from ands and from ors. So click on the ors to add sections to each layer of your search, and click on the and next to the trash can icon to add another layer of the search. Another cool trick is that if you select contains all of the words, Scoop.it's machine learning is going to look for words that are associated with those individual words. And so if you wanted to search for small business innovations, but you don't want to type out innovation, innovations, innovative, etc., you can use contains all of the words, and the machine learning will bring in close matches. So what we're looking at in this search would be for content that contains exactly the phrase small business and also contains the words innovation or disruption. We have some filters we can apply to get the best results for our use case. One is you can select the time range that you want to pick from. So if you're just getting started off with Scoop.it, you might want to select from all time. However, if you're running a query consistently, you might be interested in just finding results that have occurred over the last couple of months or days. This is also great to be able to look back on recent trends. Once you have selected the date range that you wish to search, you can go ahead and save and apply your query. Once you save it, you're going to name the search, and this is how you're going to be able to find it later. So we've gone ahead and named our search. Our results are going to load, and let's discuss what we are looking at. So here's what your research content looks like. You're able to sort this as well by relevance, freshness, and popularity. The relevance will give you the best results for your query that are most relevant. The freshness will give you the results that are freshest, new articles and web pages. And popularity is based off of how often any of this content is being shared across social networks. So if I sort by freshness, I'm going to get only the newest results at the very top. When I switch over to popularity, it's going to reorder those results based off of how often they are shared. Now, as I'm looking at my results, maybe I decide that I've not been specific enough. And really what I'm looking for are pieces of advice, tips. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in as an additional layer in my query. So I'm going to look for exactly the phrase tips, advice, tip, or idea. Then I can go ahead and save and apply that and start to see what my results are like then. If I switch over to relevance again, we will have our most relevant results at the very top. Now from there, if I decide I want to do something with the content, I've got a couple of different options. I can either bookmark the content for later. When I select bookmarked, it adds the piece of content to the bookmark section, which is appearing on the left-hand column right next to the search query titles. Another option is to publish the content. When you publish the content, that's going to publish it to your topic, and it will also give you the chance to distribute it on social channels that you've connected as well. Make sure that you've selected the correct destination whenever you're publishing on Scoop.it. In the publishing window, you'll have an option to add your insights. We love adding your insights because it really gives your flavor to the curated content. Rather than just saying, I'm going to take content from other sites and share and distribute that, bringing people back, you also can validate that you've actually read what you're curating and add your own personal flair to it. If this is a piece of content that's been written about your industry, you could mention how your brand is actually taking action on it. If it is something that you've curated for your team as competitive intel, you could write why the content that you've scooped is interesting for them and why they should read it. What this looks like on a website, whenever you've connected it, is the body of the post. So you can get into as much description as you want here. And if you are just using the Scoop.it topic as your content source, then this is going to give you a really nice little format that shares these insights as well as giving you all the rest of the information that you're also seeing in this destination window. You can edit what you would like your social post to look like and select different channels that you wish to post on. You also have the ability to edit what that Scoop's content looks like. By default, we're pulling in some of the descriptions from the first paragraph of the content that you've scooped. So if they have a really long intro description, sometimes this turns into what looks like a CVS receipt. It's very long and it's not recommended. So we wanted to give you the ability to go in and change whatever that preview looks like, as well as update the image if you'd like to change that. Adding tags to the Scoop allows you to really easily categorize and find content that falls under specific themes within your topic. So if you're going to use Scoop.it as your content source, I recommend adding in these tags every single time, and it's going to help you once you have curated a whole ton of information to really be able to swiftly sift through what all of your scoops have been about. Now getting back into our sharing metrics really quickly, what we can see here is if you hover over the number of shares, it breaks down where this information is coming from. Was it Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, Pinterest, Twitter? We'll give you information on those shares. So now that you've added a topic and added content to your topic, what does it look like? You can go home to find out. By clicking on My Dashboard, it'll bring you back to your homepage of Scoop.it. From there, you can see my curated topics, my curated scoops, which are individual pieces of content, my followed topics, my followed scoops, and my community, others I'm connected with who are on the Scoop.it platform. Within your dashboard, you also can see how many views you've gotten, how many new views you have, and some high-level stats. If you click into stats, it'll take you to your analytics. Within analytics, you have access to key metrics for your topics. You can view information on the reach, such as views and visitors, location of those visitors, different traffic sources, and information on how your newsletters are performing, as well as information on engagement, curation, settings, and the ability to export this information into a report. If you head over to settings, these are going to be your personal settings and are different than your account's settings. Everyone has access to their own settings. In it, you have the ability to edit your profile from your username and your time zone to adding an avatar and a quick description of yourself. You'll have the option for sharing, where you can connect your profiles from different social channels, and you have the ability to set some email notifications. These email notifications can either be personalized tips, give you notifications from different topics you curate, or updates on your community activity and other topics that you follow. Within the research content, you have the ability to set recurring reports for each of the research queries that you have set, so that you could get daily updates of new pieces of content that have been found to match your queries. Now, at Scoop.it, we know that content isn't going to come from just one place. Yeah, you can set up an amazing query and bring in pieces of content that are totally relevant to what you're looking for that specific topic. However, you probably already have a few sources that you enjoy reading time and time again. Your trusted pieces of information, whether they're news sites or Twitter accounts. So what you can do here is you can add a number of different sources of content using RSS feeds or Twitter handles. And what you can do with that is pull in content from all of these different sources. From there, you can apply filters to really hone in on exactly the information that you're looking for within your monitored content sources. It's really great too, because when you're adding these sources, it's a simple function of adding, and then organizing allows you to create groups and put your sources into the groups in which they fall. That just keeps you a little bit more organized and sane, as some folks do really enjoy this feature and put in a lot of different sources. Now, in addition to being able to set up queries and monitor particular sources, Scoop.it also is built around the idea of being able to accommodate the organic find, something that a colleague sends you that you are reading on a news site, or maybe you open Twitter and you find a piece of content that you say, hot diggity, this needs to go into my Scoop.it content. What you can do here is you can use the bookmarklet to create that little pop-up portal where you're able to customize and publish scoops to your different topics. For the Scoop.it bookmarklet, all you need to do here is go to bookmarklet, drag and drop Scoop.it all the way to your bookmark bar. There it will download that bookmarklet, and when you are on a page that you want to add to a topic, just go ahead and click the bookmarklet that says Scoop.it in your bookmarks bar, and it will curate that content for you. Now that you've created topics, you might want to integrate them into your WordPress site. To connect a topic to a WordPress blog, first select your topic. Then click Integration and pick the Integrate with WordPress option. This will allow you to post your curated content to your WordPress blog, format your content on your site according to your existing look and feel, and you only have to set it up one time. So click Connect My Topic to WordPress, and then enter your WordPress credentials, your URL, login, and password. It's that easy. Then click Connect and you're all set. Another way to stay organized is by topic groups. Grouping topics allows you to connect related topics in one easy-to-view screen or create views that are specific to the team or individual use case. Your topic groups can be found in the navigation bar at the top of your screen. Here you can see we've selected a finance group topic that already includes 3 topics. In this view, you can see the topics that are part of the group or all of the curated content that falls within those topics. You can get there by selecting Scoops. Now, to create a topic group, head over to Settings and pick Topic Groups. Then select Add Group. For this example, we'll create a group called Marketing in France, FR for France. When you're getting set up, you can select between admins or all users to see who will be able to view this group and modify a few other components. Now that we've created a group, we can start adding topics to it. Let's head over to a topic to walk through an example. So we'll go right to the topic settings. And you'll click Topic Group in the left-hand menu. Select which topic group you would like to associate with your topic. You can always add topics to more than one group. Now you can see the topic appear in the appropriate groups. And how it looks side by side with other content. Let's take a look at creating newsletters in Scoop.it. So once you've created a topic and have begun curating content, you may want to create a newsletter to distribute your content using Scoop.it. And that's very easy. First, in your right-hand drop-down, select Newsletter. You will have a list of the newsletters you have already created, and you can edit, delete, or export existing newsletters. To create a new newsletter, click Create a Newsletter. You will see a list of templates that you can choose from. Pick the template that best meets your needs and looks how you want it to look. 1 column, 2 columns, or other unique styling. Once you've picked your template, hit Select. The content you see in the left-hand section can be used to fill in your template on the right. These pieces of content are generated from the content you've published to your topics. You can look at all the content or filter to see results from one topic in particular. To get really specific, you can filter by a keyword, which is helpful if you already know the exact title of the piece of content you want to add. You can also search by tags, which is another good reason to add tags when you're curating your content. Now, to add content to your newsletter, you simply drag and drop results from the left-hand column into the template. You can fill in the template and continue to customize the look and add more content. If you want to edit content in your newsletter, you can do so by selecting Edit, which appears when you hover over the component. When you edit within a newsletter, the content is only edited within the newsletter, so it doesn't change how it looks on your Scoop.it topic page. So you can get creative and tailor away. If you want your readers to be able to quickly and easily share content, you can enable the share buttons. You can use the widget components to add different features to your newsletter. So let's say you want to add text at the start of your newsletter. It's easy. Just drag and drop it where you want it to go. Similarly, you can add styling components like separators and images. And what's really great is you can make images clickable and redirect users to a particular URL if you desire. Now, if you have coded HTML and you would like to add that to a newsletter, you can do so. You can also make style adjustments and edit your newsletter's parameters. If you are interested in gathering newsletter analytics, you can take a look at tracking configuration or add UTM tracking to all pieces of content. Link to original article gives you the choice of bringing people to your Scoop.it topic whenever they click on components in your newsletter, or sending them directly to the source from which the content came. Once you have created a newsletter that you are happy with, you will need to export your work. To do so, select Export. Now you have a few options. You can download your newsletter as HTML, or you can import it directly into MailChimp, or you can send it to yourself as an email. If you select Email to Me, it will send it to yourself using the email address associated with your Scoop.it account. If you're using a system like Marketo or HubSpot, you can also export the HTML and upload it within that content management system to be sent to the appropriate list. If you customize a newsletter format that you want to reuse, you can save that version as a future template by selecting Copy. If you run into a question about newsletters, we recommend reading our newsletter resources within the Help Center. Within your account settings, you also have your user management portal. If you want to look up an existing user, you can search them by name, select their profile, and then give or revoke admin rights.